walk into Dollar Tree for a pack of gum. Everything's $1. Everything seems safe. But what if I told you that 10 people walked into Dollar Tree stores across America and encountered something that would destroy their lives forever? These aren't urban legends, these are documented incidents, real police reports, real missing persons cases, real employees who quit their jobs and refused to speak about what they witnessed. Everything costs $1 at Dollar Tree, but sometimes you pay with something far more valuable than money. What you're about to hear will make you question every discount store you've ever trusted, because in these 10 locations, something went horrifically, impossibly wrong. Before we start, I need to warn you. Story number 1 involves something so disturbing that the store location was permanently shut down and the building was demolished. Corporate tried to bury it, but the truth always finds its way out. These are the 10 most disturbing Dollar Tree horror stories ever recorded. Before we begin, I need to know something. Drop a comment right now telling me, where are you watching this from? Which city? Which country? And what time is it there? Because what I'm about to share with you, the location and time might matter more than you think. The register printed a receipt that was 47 feet long. When she read what was on it, she realized it was predicting her death. Octavia had worked retail for 15 years, so when the register at her Dollar Tree in Baton Rouge, Louisiana started acting up on a Tuesday afternoon, she figured it was just another technical glitch. A customer bought 3 items: birthday candles, a greeting card, and a bag of candy. Total $3. Octavia hit print receipt. The register made a grinding sound and began printing, and printing, and printing. The receipt scrolled out like a paper snake, coiling on the floor. 5 feet, 10 feet, 20 feet. The customer backed away, confused. Octavia tried hitting cancel. Nothing stopped it. After 47 feet of continuous printing, it finally stopped. The customer left without their receipt. Octavia stood there, staring at this impossible ribbon of paper covering the floor. She picked it up, expecting to see computer errors or random characters. Instead, she saw sentences, hundreds of them, all in perfect English, all about her. Octavia Renee Kimball, born April 3, 1989. You will die on November 18th at 11:34 p.m. She dropped the receipt like it burned her. Her birth date was correct, but how would a register know that? She kept reading. The receipt described her entire life, her childhood address, her mother's maiden name, the name of her first pet, things no one except her would know. Then it described her future, day by day, hour by hour. November 12th, you will receive a phone call at 20:17 p.m. from a number you don't recognize. Don't answer it. November 14th, you will see a man in a red jacket standing in aisle 5. He will ask you for help finding extension cords. Don't help him. November 16th, your car will make a strange noise. You will ignore it. This is a mistake. November 18th, you will leave work at 9:00 p.m. You will drive home on Route 19. At 11:32 p.m., a truck will run a red light at the intersection of Highland and Perkins. You will swerve, your car will flip. You will die at 11:34 p.m. Octavia's hands shook. This was insane, impossible. But something about the specificity terrified her. She took a photo of the receipt and threw the original in the dumpster. November 12th arrived. At 2:17 p.m., Octavia's phone rang. Unknown number. She remembered the receipt. She didn't answer. The voicemail was just static and heavy breathing. November 14th. A man in a red jacket appeared in aisle 5. Excuse me, miss. Can you help me find extension cords? Octavia's blood went cold. She mumbled an excuse and walked away. She watched him from a distance. He stood there for 10 minutes, perfectly still, staring at the spot where she'd been standing. Then he left. She checked the security footage later. The cameras showed her standing alone in aisle 5. No man, no red jacket. But she had seen him. She knew she had. November 16th. Her car made a grinding noise when she started it. The receipt said to ignore it. But Octavia didn't ignore it. She took her car to a mechanic immediately. He found that her brake line was nearly severed, as if someone had cut through most of it, but left just enough to hold. If you'd driven on this, the mechanic said, Your brakes would have failed completely, probably during hard braking. Like avoiding an accident, November 18th arrived. Octavia called in sick to work. She didn't leave her apartment. She sat in her living room, watching the clock. 9:00 p.m. passed. She was safe for 11:00 p.m. Still safe then. There. At 11:32 p.m. someone knocked on her door. Octavia froze. She looked through the peephole. A woman stood there holding something. Octavia opened the door a crack. "Can I help you?" The woman smiled. "I found this in the parking lot. I think it's yours." She held up a receipt. A long receipt. 47 feet of paper folded accordion style. "How did you?" "I threw that away weeks ago." "Did you really think you could change it?" the woman asked. Her smile widened. The receipt already printed. What's printed can't be unprinted. Octavia slammed the door and locked it. She called 911. While she waited for police, she looked out her window. The woman was gone. But in the parking lot, she saw something that made her knees buckle. A massive pile of receipts, hundreds of them, thousands, all 47 feet long, stacked 6 feet high, covering every car in the lot. When police arrived, the receipts were gone. No evidence they'd ever existed, but Octavia knew what she'd seen. The police filed a report about a suspicious person and left. Octavia didn't sleep that night. At dawn, she went to her car. On her windshield, a single receipt, not 47 feet. Just a normal receipt. It had one sentence, December 9th, 3:45 a.m. "Try to stop this one." Octavia quit her job. She moved to a different state. She's still alive months past November 18th. But every few weeks, she finds a new receipt. On her door, in her mailbox, in her coat pocket, each one predicting another death date, each one more detailed than the last. She's stopped trying to prevent them. Because she's realized the horrible truth: the receipts aren't predicting her death. They're predicting the deaths of everyone around her. Family members, friends, strangers she passes on the street. And every prediction comes true. Octavia keeps the receipts in a fireproof box. There are 43 of them now. 43 people who died exactly as the receipts predicted. She's tried burning them. They won't burn. She's tried tearing them up. They're back the next day, perfectly intact. She's learned to live with the knowledge that somewhere, a Dollar Tree register is still printing, still predicting, still documenting deaths that haven't happened yet. And someday, maybe tomorrow, maybe years from now, that register will print a receipt with her name on it again. A receipt she can't avoid. A receipt that won't be wrong. Because the receipts are never wrong. Ingrid managed a Dollar Tree in Duluth, Minnesota. She knew her store layout by heart. 11 aisles, always 11. The building structure didn't allow for more. But in March, customers started complaining about the mirrors in aisle 12. "What mirrors?" Ingrid would ask. "The ones in aisle 12, they'd insist. Past the seasonal section. Ingrid would walk them through the store. Aisle 11 ended at the back wall. No aisle 12, no mirrors. Customers would look confused, apologize, and leave. But the complaints continued. 10 people in 1 week, all describing the same thing. An aisle that shouldn't exist, filled with mirrors of every size, all priced at $1. Then a woman named Phoebe came to the counter, pale and shaking. "I need you to call the police. Someone at this store just showed me my murder." Ingrid brought her to the office. Phoebe explained she'd been shopping, walked past aisle 11, and found another aisle, aisle 12. Curious, she went down it. Both sides were lined with mirrors, hundreds of them. She stopped to check her appearance in one. Her reflection showed her standing in the same store, wearing the same clothes, but behind her reflection stood a man holding a knife. Phoebe spun around, no one there. She looked back at the mirror. Her reflection was now on the ground, bleeding while the man stood over her body. Phoebe ran. When she looked back from the front of the store, aisle 12 was gone. Just the back wall. Ingrid filed a police report, but what could they investigate? A disappearing aisle, a mirror showing impossible things. Phoebe left, convinced she was losing her mind. 4 days later, Phoebe was murdered in her apartment. Stabbed, the killer was never found. But the police sketch, based on her neighbor's description of a suspicious man in the building, matched exactly what Phoebe had described seeing in the mirror. Ingrid quit ignoring the complaints. She stayed late one night, walking the store perimeter. Aisle 11, back wall, nothing. Then at 11:47 p.m., the lights in the store flickered. When they stabilized, there it was. Aisle 12, an impossible corridor extending past where the back wall should be. Ingrid walked down it. Mirrors on both sides, all sizes, all with tiny price stickers, 1.0'd. She looked in the first mirror. Her reflection was normal. She moved to the second mirror. Her reflection showed her 20 years older, sick in a hospital bed. The third mirrored. Her reflection was at a funeral, crying over a closed casket. The fourth mirror, her reflection was screaming, trapped behind glass, pounding to get out. Ingrid backed away. The reflections in all the mirrors started moving independently. Versions of herself doing things she'd never done, marrying different people, living in different cities, growing old alone, dying young. Every mirror showed a different life, a different possibility, a different version of Ingrid that existed in some other reality. Then all the reflections stopped and turned to look at her simultaneously. Hundreds of Ingrids, all staring with the same expression, pity. One reflection, the oldest version of herself, spoke. The voice came from inside the mirror, but echoed through the aisle. We're all you. Every choice you didn't make. Every life you didn't live. We're trapped in the reflections, watching you live the life we never got. What do you want? Ingrid whispered. We want you to choose one of us. Take a mirror home, hang it on your wall, and every day you'll see what your life could have been. Eventually, you'll want it so badly that you'll trade places with us. You'll step into the mirror, and one of us will step out. And if I don't take a mirror, all the reflections smiled. Then we'll keep appearing in mirrors everywhere you go. In your bathroom, in your car, in store windows. We'll show you every life you're not living, every joy you're missing, every moment of happiness that belongs to another version of you. We'll haunt you with possibility until you can't stand the life you have. Ingrid ran. She heard laughter echoing behind her, the laughter of 100 versions of herself. She made it to aisle 11. The lights flickered. When they stabilized, aisle 12 was gone. Ingrid quit the next day, but the mirrors found her anyway. In her apartment, she'd see movement in her bathroom mirror. A different Ingrid living a different life. In car windows, reflections of herself in alternate realities. Even in her phone's black screen, she'd catch glimpses of other versions. She covered every reflective surface in her home. But you can't avoid mirrors forever. In public restrooms, in elevator doors, in the glass of picture frames, they were always there. Her other selves, watching, waiting, reminding her of everything she wasn't. Last month, Ingrid bought a mirror at an estate sale. She couldn't help herself. She hung it in her bedroom, and every morning, she stares at the reflection that shows her living a happier life, a better life. Friends say she's been acting strange, talking to her reflection, spending hours standing in front of that mirror. Sometimes they catch her touching the glass, as if trying to push through. Last week, Ingrid's sister visited. She found Ingrid standing before the mirror, both hands pressed flat against it. Are you okay? Her sister asked. Ingrid didn't turn around. She's so happy. Look at her. She made all the right choices. She has everything I wanted. Ingrid, that's just your reflection. No. Ingrid's voice was distant. That's the real me. And I'm just the reflection that got trapped on the wrong side. Her sister grabbed her arm, pulled her away from the mirror. But when she glanced at Ingrid's reflection, she saw something impossible. The reflection wasn't moving with Ingrid. It stood still, smiling, waving goodbye. Ingrid's sister smashed the mirror that night. But the next morning it was back on the wall, perfectly intact. And Ingrid was gone. The apartment was empty. No signs of struggle. No note. Just that mirror hanging on the wall. And if you look closely at the reflection, you can see someone inside, a woman who looks exactly like Ingrid, living her life inside the mirror. She's smiling, she looks happy, but sometimes if the light hits just right, you can see her mouth moving, saying the same thing over and over. Let me out, please. This isn't real. None of this is real. I'm trapped in here, but no one can hear her. Because in the mirror world, she's just a reflection, and reflections don't get to leave. She clocked in at 6 p.m. looking 23 years old. She clocked out at 2 a.m. looking 63. Security footage showed what happened during those 8 hours, and it's medically impossible. Wilhelmina was hired at a Dollar Tree in Santa Rosa, California in early January. She was 23, energetic, fresh out of college. Her manager, Ra, remembered her first shift clearly because it was also her last. Wilhelmina clocked in at 6:00 p.m. for an evening stock shift. Raj was working late in the office, doing inventory paperwork. At 7:30 p.m., he went to check on her progress. She was stocking shelves, moving efficiently, looking perfectly normal. At 9:00 p.m., Raj checked again. Wilhelmina seemed tired. Her movements were slower. He asked if she was okay. She said she was fine, just a headache. At 10:30 p.m., Raj walked past aisle 7 and stopped. Wilhelmina was sitting on the floor, breathing heavily. But something was wrong with her appearance. Her skin looked different, looser. She had lines around her eyes that hadn't been there before. "Do you need to go home?" Raj asked. Wilhelmina looked up at him. "What time is it?" 10:30. "It feels like I've been here for days." Her voice sounded raspy, older. Raj helped her up. In the fluorescent lights, he could see it clearly now. She looked older. Not tired, older, maybe late 30s. He chalked it up to bad lighting and exhaustion. "Go take a break in the back room," he said. Wilhelmina nodded and walked away. Raj watched her go. She was walking differently, stiffer, like her joints hurt. At 11:45 p.m. Raj went to check on her. The back room was empty. He called her name, no response. He checked the bathroom, empty. He walked through the store and found her in aisle 3, slowly placing items on shelves. He barely recognized her. Wilhelmina's hair had gray streaks. Deep wrinkles lined her face. Her hands looked weathered, veiny. She moved like an elderly woman, careful, pained, deliberate. "Wilhelmina." Raj's voice shook. She turned. Her eyes were sunken, tired. "I just want to finish my shift." "What's happening to you?" "We need to call 911. "I'm fine." She turned back to the shelf. "Just tired." Raj pulled out his phone and called anyway. While waiting for the paramedics, he watched her. Every few minutes, she looked older. The changes were visible in real time, subtle but undeniable. More gray in her hair, deeper wrinkles, more pronounced age spots on her hands. Paramedics arrived at 12:30 a.m. They examined Wilhelmina and were baffled. Her vital signs were consistent with someone in their mid-50s, but her ID showed she was 23. They wanted to take her to the hospital. Wilhelmina refused. "I need to finish my shift. I need the hours." The paramedics couldn't force her. They left, advising Raj to call if her condition worsened. At 1:15 a.m. Raj found Wilhelmina collapsed in aisle 9. She looked 70 years old. Her skin was paper thin. Her hair was completely white. Her breathing was labored. This time Raj didn't ask permission. He called 911 again. While waiting, he held her hand. It felt fragile, bones too prominent. Wilhelmina whispered, "Something's taking it from me." "Taking what?" "My time." Paramedics rushed her out at 1:40 a.m. Raj rode with them. In the ambulance, Wilhelmina aged before their eyes. The paramedics panicked. They'd never seen anything like it. Her body was shutting down from rapid aging. She died at 2:03 a.m. The official cause of death, multiple organ failure consistent with extreme old age. But the woman who died was listed as 23 years old on every document. The autopsy was performed by 3 different pathologists because the first 2 refused to sign off on it. The body was that of a woman in her late 60s. Bone density, organ deterioration, cellular breakdown, all consistent with advanced age. But her DNA matched Wilhelmina's college medical records from 6 months earlier. The pathologists had no explanation. It violated everything they understood about human biology. Raj was traumatized. He requested the security footage, needing to understand what happened. What he saw made him quit his job and refuse to ever enter another Dollar Tree. The footage showed Wilhelmina's entire shift. At 6:00 p.m., she looked 23. But from 700 p.m. onward, something appeared in the store. A shadow, not a person, just a darkness that moved independently, drifting through aisles. Wherever this shadow went, Wilhelmina would pause, sway slightly, and look disoriented. And each time she encountered it, the timestamp would skip, not the footage, the timestamp. It would jump forward, sometimes 5 minutes, sometimes 15. But for Wilhelmina, time was passing differently. After each encounter with the shadow, she looked visibly older in the next frame. The shadow followed her all night, stalking her, feeding on her. At 1:15 a.m. when she collapsed, the shadow stood over her, and for 3 seconds the shadow took shape. It looked almost human, except it had no features, just a blank face, and hundreds of hands extending from its body, all reaching down, touching Wilhelmina. When the shadow moved away, Wilhelmina looked ancient. The shadow drifted to the back of the store and vanished through the wall. Raj showed the footage to corporate. They dismissed it as a camera glitch. They threatened him with legal action if he shared it publicly. They paid Wilhelmina's family a settlement with an NDA attached. But Raj made copies. He's shown them to experts. Tech analysts say the footage is unedited. The timestamp jumps are real. Whatever happened to Wilhelmina, the store's system recorded it. The Santa Rosa location is still open. Employees still work there. But staff turnover is astronomical. People rarely last more than a few weeks, because they all report the same thing. Time feels wrong in that store. You'll look at the clock and swear only 10 minutes have passed, but an hour is gone. You'll feel exhausted after a short shift. You'll notice changes in yourself. More gray hair, deeper lines, aching joints, and sometimes, late at night, employees see a shadow moving through the aisles, a darkness that doesn't belong, a presence that's hungry for the one thing you can never get back, your time. It was a 12-inch doll when they stocked it on Monday. By Friday, it was 4 feet tall. By the time they called the police, it was the size of an adult human, and it was moving. Quincy worked receiving at a Dollar Tree in Fayetteville, Arkansas. Part of his job was unpacking shipments and stocking seasonal items. In late October, a shipment of Halloween decorations arrived. Among them, 12 porcelain dolls, Victorian style, pale faces, black eyes, lace dresses, typical creepy seasonal merchandise priced at $1 each. Quincy set them on the shelf in the Halloween section Monday morning. All 12 dolls lined up neatly. He noticed one had a small crack on its cheek. He considered putting it in damages but figured someone would buy it anyway. Tuesday morning, Quincy walked past the Halloween section. 11 dolls remained. The cracked one was still there, but something was off. He couldn't pinpoint it. He continued with his work. Wednesday morning, another doll was gone. 10 remained. The cracked doll was still there, but now Quincy was certain. It looked bigger. Not dramatically, just slightly, maybe 3 inches taller than the others. He mentioned it to his coworker, Becca. She laughed. Dolls don't grow, Quincy. I know that. I'm just saying it looks bigger than the others. Becca examined them. They're all the same size, but they weren't. Quincy was sure. The cracked doll was taller, wider. Its face was slightly different too. The crack had spread, running from its cheek to its jaw like a jagged smile. Thursday morning, 7 dolls remained. The cracked one was now noticeably larger, at least 18 inches tall. Its lace dress was stretched tight. Its limbs were thicker. Quincy took photos. He measured it against the others. The cracked doll was 50% larger than its identical siblings. He showed the photos to Becca. Her smile faded. That's weird, they told the manager, Crystal. She examined the doll, confused. Maybe it's a different product that got mixed in. But the SKU was the same. The box it came in was the same. Everything was identical except the size. Crystal moved the cracked doll to the back room. We'll send it back to the distributor. Probably a manufacturing error. Friday morning, Quincy arrived to find Crystal sitting in her office, pale and shaking. Come look at this. She took him to the back room. The cracked doll was there, except now it was 4 feet tall, human child-sized. Its dress had torn in places, unable to contain its expanding body. The crack on its face had split further, creating a grotesque grin. And its eyes, they were no longer painted black. They looked wet, real. They reflected light. "That's impossible," Quincy whispered. "I know. I need to get rid of it." Crystal nodded. They carried the doll to the dumpster. It was heavy, at least 60 pounds. Porcelain shouldn't weigh that much. It felt dense, solid. They threw it in the dumpster and closed the lid. Saturday morning, the doll was back, sitting upright in the middle of the sales floor, now 5 feet tall. Adult-sized, its dress was completely torn, revealing a body that no longer looked like porcelain. It looked like skin, pale, bloodless skin. The crack was now a full split, running from its eye to its chin, creating a lopsided mouth full of too many teeth. And it was in a different position than they'd left it. Its arms were extended forward, as if reaching for something. Quincy called the police. 2 officers arrived. They stared at the doll, baffled. "You want us to arrest a doll?" one officer joked. "We want it out of here," Crystal said. "It keeps coming back." The officers were skeptical but agreed to take it. They loaded it into their trunk. "We'll dispose of it properly." As they drove away, Quincy watched from the window. He saw movement in the trunk, the lid bouncing slightly, like something inside was pushing against it. Sunday, the store was closed. Monday morning, Quincy arrived early. The doll was back, sitting in the manager's office chair, now 6 feet tall, fully human-sized. Its face was no longer just cracked, it was opening. The split was a mouth, a real mouth, with a tongue, with breath that fogged the air. Its eyes tracked Quincy as he entered. Its head turned slowly, following his movement. Quincy ran. He called Crystal. She called corporate. They called a disposal company. 3 men arrived with equipment to handle hazardous materials. They approached the doll cautiously. As they reached for it, the doll moved. Its arm shot out with impossible speed and grabbed one man's wrist. The man screamed. The doll's grip was crushing. The other 2 men tried to pry it off. The doll's head turned toward them, and it spoke, not in a human voice, in 12 voices at once, overlapping, echoing. "We were 12, now we are 1. Soon we will be complete." The doll released the man. He fell backward, his wrist bruised and bleeding. The 3 men fled. The police were called again. This time, they brought a SWAT team. When they entered the store, the doll was gone, completely vanished. They searched every inch of the building. Nothing. But in the manager's office, they found something on the desk, 11 small porcelain faces, shattered, empty, as if something had emerged from inside them. The store was closed for a week. Investigators found no logical explanation. The building was cleared. The doll was never found. But here's what they didn't tell the public. In the basement level of that store, a basement that wasn't on the building plans, they found a room, empty except for 12 wooden chairs arranged in a circle, and on each chair a piece of torn lace, the same lace from the doll's dress. The Fayetteville location reopened. The Halloween section was removed permanently. But employees report hearing things in the walls, movement, breathing, and sometimes, late at night, they see a shadow in the back room, a tall shadow, human-sized, and if you look closely, you can see it's not quite shaped right. The proportions are wrong, the limbs too long, the head tilted at an unnatural angle. Quincy quit. He refuses to go near that store, because he knows the truth. The doll isn't gone, it's waiting, growing, learning, and someday soon, it will be complete. The store closed at 10 p.m. He was still shopping at midnight, at 2 a.m., at 4 a.m., when they finally called the police at dawn. They discovered something that made the entire building a crime scene. Nadine was the closing manager at a Dollar Tree in Springfield, Missouri. She had a routine last call at 9:50 p.m., lights flash at 9:05 p.m., doors lock at 10:00 p.m. sharp. But on a rainy November evening, her routine was disrupted by one customer who refused to leave. He was an older man, maybe late 60s, wearing a long coat and carrying a shopping basket. At 9:50 p.m., Nadine made her announcement over the intercom. The man continued shopping. At 9:05 p.m., she approached him directly. "Sir, we're closing." He looked at her with milky, unfocused eyes. I'm almost finished. Nadine waited by the registers. At 10:05 p.m. the man was still browsing. She walked to him again. Sir, I need you to check out now. We're closed. Just one more minute. Nadine was frustrated but patient. At 10:15 p.m., she found him in a different aisle. Sir, you need to leave immediately, or I'll have to call the police. The man looked directly at her. I can't find it. Find what? What I came for. Well, you'll have to come back tomorrow. We're closed. The man's expression didn't change. I'll find it soon. Nadine was done being polite. She called the non-emergency police line. I have a customer refusing to leave the store. While waiting for an officer, Nadine watched the man on the security cameras. He moved slowly through every aisle, picking up items, examining them closely, then putting them back, over and over. Same pattern. At 11:00 p.m., an officer arrived. Together they approached the man. He was now in the pet supplies aisle, holding a bag of dog treats. Sir, you need to come with me, the officer said. The man looked at the officer. I need to find it first. Find what? I'll know when I see it. The officer, losing patience, reached for the man's arm. The man pulled away with surprising strength. Don't touch me. I haven't found it yet. The officer radioed for backup. I've got a non-compliant individual here. Possible mental health crisis. 2 more officers arrived at 11:30 p.m. They tried reasoning with the man. He ignored them. They tried physically escorting him. He resisted with unnatural strength. 3 officers couldn't move him. He wasn't violent. He simply couldn't be budged. Like he weighed 1,000 pounds. At midnight, they called for a crisis intervention specialist. The specialist arrived at 12:45 a.m. and tried talking to the man. What's your name? Sir, I don't remember. What are you looking for? I'll know when I find it. Do you have family we can call? The man stopped moving. He turned to face the specialist fully. I don't have anyone anymore. That's why I'm here. I'm looking for whom? The people I've lost. The specialist glanced at the officers. This was beyond her expertise. At 2:00 a.m., Nadine was exhausted. The man was still shopping. He'd been through every aisle at least 10 times. The officers were taking shifts watching him. No one knew what to do. You can't arrest someone for shopping. At 30:30 a.m., one officer decided to check the man's identification. They approached him. He was now in the cleaning supplies aisle and asked for his ID. The man reached into his coat pocket. He pulled out a wallet. The leather was old, falling apart. He handed over a driver's license. The officer examined it with his flashlight. His face went pale. This license expired in 1987. The specialist looked at it. The photo showed a younger version of the man. The name Gerald Whitmore, expiration date. Sir, this license is almost 40 years old. Gerald nodded slowly. As it, time feels different now. Where do you live? Gerald pointed toward the front of the store. I used to live near here, but the house is gone now. They built this store where my house used to be. Nadine overheard this. She pulled up property records on her phone. The Dollar Tree building was constructed in 1994. Before that, according to records, there were residential homes on the lot. She found an old news article from 1987. A house fire at this exact address. 3 dead: Gerald Whitmore, his wife Patricia, and their daughter Emma. They died in their sleep from smoke inhalation. Nadine showed the article to the officers. They stared at Gerald, who was now examining birthday candles with the same blank expression. That's impossible, one officer whispered. He's standing right there. The specialist approached Gerald carefully. Gerald, I need to ask you something. Do you remember a fire? Gerald stopped moving. For a long moment, he was completely still. Then, the smoke alarm didn't work. We'd been meaning to replace the battery. I remember the smoke. And then, nothing. And then I woke up and my house was gone. There was a store here. I've been trying to find them ever since. Find who? Patricia and Emma. They're here somewhere. I can feel them. Everything from my house is here. All the things we owned. This store took it all our belongings. They're on these shelves, mixed in with everything else. I just need to find the right item, and they'll come back. The specialist's eyes filled with tears. Gerald, I'm so sorry, but they're not here. You all died in that fire. All three of you." Gerald looked at her with those milky eyes. "Then why am I still here?" No one had an answer. At 4:47 a.m., Gerald finally stopped moving. He stood in the picture frame aisle, holding a small wooden frame. "This was ours," he whispered. "I made this in my workshop. I put Emma's school photo in it." He clutched the frame to his chest. And then, as everyone watched, Gerald began to fade, not disappear, fade. Like an old photograph losing color, his edges became blurry, transparent. "I found it," he said, his voice distant. "I can go home now." Within seconds, he was gone. Completely. The picture frame dropped to the floor. The officers stood in shock. Nadine picked up the frame. On the back, carved into the wood, "For Emma, Love Dad 1987. The store was declared a crime scene, though no one could determine what crime had occurred. The frame was logged as evidence, though evidence of what nobody knew. Nadine quit the next week. She couldn't work in a building where a dead man had spent hours searching for his family. But before she left, she did something the officers never knew about. She searched the store's inventory for items that predated 1994, things that couldn't possibly be Dollar Tree merchandise. She found 17 items, old picture frames, vintage kitchen utensils, handmade crafts, a child's lunchbox with Emma written in marker. Items that must have been salvaged from the demolished homes before the store was built. Nadine bought all 17 items. She took them to the address where Gerald's house once stood, now the Dollar Tree parking lot, and buried them in a corner behind the dumpsters. That night, witnesses reported seeing 3 figures standing in the parking lot. An older man, a woman, and a little girl, holding hands. They stood there for several minutes, looking at the store. Then they walked away together, fading into the darkness. The Springfield Dollar Tree still operates, but employees refuse to work alone at night, because sometimes they hear someone shopping after hours, footsteps in the aisles, the sound of items being picked up and placed back on shelves, and occasionally they find items moved, picture frames turned face down, children's toys relocated to different aisles, kitchen items rearranged. Gerald is still searching, still shopping, still hoping that somewhere on these shelves he'll find the one thing that will bring his family back. But some things, once lost, can never be found again, not even for $1. Thing at Dollar Tree costs $1. So when items started appearing with different prices in blood, employees knew something was collecting payment in ways they couldn't imagine. Xiomara worked overnight inventory at a Dollar Tree in Tucson, Arizona. Her job was simple: scan items, verify prices, update the system. Every item should ring up at $1. That's Dollar Tree's business model. That's how it always worked, until the night she found an item priced at 7 years. It was a Tuesday in August. Xiomara was scanning the housewares section around 2 a.m. when her scanner beeped differently, a lower tone she'd never heard. She looked at the screen. The item, a simple drinking glass. The price, $7. She assumed it was a system glitch. She tried scanning again. Same result, $7. She grabbed her supervisor, Paulo. The device showed P-R-A-C, P-P-M-D-N-G. What the hell does that mean? Paulo muttered. He tried entering it manually into the system. The computer wouldn't accept it. They set the glass aside and continued working. Over the next hour, they found 12 more items with strange prices. A set of candles, 3 muanties, a plastic bin, a stuffed animal, 92 miguanetas, a kitchen knife, 60 URs, all showed PYMNTD. Paulo called the district manager. No answer at 3 a.m. He left a voicemail describing the situation. At 4:17 a.m., Xiomara found an item that made her drop her scanner. A decorative mirror priced at Xiomara Ruiz 23, her full name, her exact age. She showed Paulo. His hands shook as he held it.
"This isn't funny. Someone's messing with us."
Who? We're the only ones here. They checked the security footage. No one had entered the store. No one had touched the items. The price tags simply appeared. Paulo decided to pull all the items with strange prices. They collected 27 items total, each with a different price. Some in time measurements, Some with names and numbers, some with phrases like At 500 a.m., a customer was waiting outside the locked doors. Early morning shopper. Paulo recognized him, a regular who came in every day at opening. Except the store didn't open until 8 a.m. Paulo approached the door. "Sir, we're closed." The man looked at him with hollow eyes. "I need to return something." "We're not open yet. I need to return what I bought." The payment was too much. I didn't understand. Against policy, Paulo opened the door a crack. "What did you buy?" The man held up a coffee mug. "This yesterday. It was priced differently." I didn't have cash, but the register accepted it anyway. Said payment pending. What was the price? The man's voice cracked. 5 years of memories with my daughter. Paulo felt ice in his veins. What? When I left the store, I couldn't remember her childhood. Couldn't remember her first words, her first steps, teaching her to ride a bike. 23 years of being her father, and 5 years of memories just gone. I need them back. Paulo let him inside. The man placed the mug on the counter. Paulo scanned it. The system showed profiars memorias apiade. Ratuarnendreili. It won't let me return it, Paulo said. The man collapsed to his knees, sobbing. I need those memories. My daughter called yesterday. She talked about things we did together. Things I can't remember anymore. She thinks I don't care. But I don't remember, I can't remember. Xiomara called 911. Paramedics came. They took the man to the hospital for a psychiatric evaluation. But before he left, he grabbed Paulo's arm. Don't let anyone buy those items. Whatever price they show, it's real. You'll pay with pieces of yourself. After he left, Paulo and Xiomara stared at the 27 items they'd collected. Paulo made a decision. We're destroying all of these. They took the items to the parking lot and smashed them, broke them into pieces, threw them in the dumpster. When they returned inside, all 27 items were back on the shelves, perfectly intact, with the same strange prices. Xiomara grabbed the mirror with her name on it. She threw it against the wall as hard as she could. It didn't break, didn't even crack. She tried again. Nothing. The mirror was indestructible. Paulo tried the same with other items. None would break, none would burn, none would be destroyed. At 7:45 a.m., 15 minutes before opening, Paulo made an announcement over the intercom, a recording he left running on loop. Attention all customers. Do not purchase any items that do not have a standard price tag of $1. If an item shows any other price, alert an employee immediately. Do not attempt to purchase it. The store opened. Within an hour, 3 customers brought items to the register with strange prices. Paulo removed them all from their carts, apologized, and told them the items weren't for sale. But at 10:23 a.m., a woman checked out with a decorative plate. The price rang up as $1 normal. She paid and left. At 10:47 a.m., the woman returned, screaming.
What did you sell me?
What did I pay for? Tried to calm her. Mom, it was $1. You paid $1. No. She threw the receipt at him. Look at it. Paulo looked. The printed receipt showed a decoratai plat 1.0, but written in red beneath it, in handwriting that wasn't printed. Sikadar Pawont Kwawat. I can't taste anything, the woman cried. Food has no flavor. Water has no flavor. It's like my mouth is dead.
What did you do to me?
Paulo had no answer. The woman left, threatening lawsuits. Over the next week, 17 customers returned with similar complaints. They'd bought items that rang up normally, but later they discovered they'd lost something. Memories, abilities, senses. One man lost his sense of smell. A woman lost all memories of her deceased mother. A teenager lost the ability to cry. All their receipts showed secondary payments, written in red ink, that hadn't been there when they checked out. The district manager finally visited. He reviewed everything. He dismissed it as mass hysteria and pranks. He told Paulo and Xiomara to stop scaring customers. But that night, the district manager bought a pen before leaving. Just a simple pen. $1. He died in his car in the parking lot 20 minutes later. Heart attack. He was 39 years old with no history of heart problems. The autopsy was inconclusive, but in his pocket they found the receipt, written in red. P1 Pimen Kalavitid. He'd been expected to live to 71. The store took 32 years. He made it to 39. The Tucson location was shut down for investigation. Nothing could be proven. No evidence of wrongdoing. The store reopened after 2 weeks. But Paulo and Xiomara refused to go back. They've warned everyone they know don't shop at that Dollar Tree, because everything costs $1. But you might pay with something far more valuable. And you won't know what you've paid until it's already gone. Xiomara still has nightmares about that mirror, the one with her name and age. She never bought it, never took it. But sometimes, when she looks in her bathroom mirror at home, she sees it, just for a second. The price tag reflected back at her XORRIZA 23 Rs. And every day, she wonders what it means, wonders what she'll lose, wonders if one day she'll walk past that store and feel compelled to go inside, to find that mirror, to buy it, and to pay a price she can't afford. The delivery truck arrived at 3 a.m. with boxes that weren't on any manifest. When they opened the boxes, they found products that didn't exist, and instructions written in a language no one could read. Lysander worked the receiving dock at a Dollar Tree in Portland, Oregon. 10 years on the job. He knew every supplier, every delivery schedule, every procedure. So when an unmarked truck arrived at 3:17 a.m. on a Wednesday, he knew something was wrong. Dollar Tree received shipments during business hours, never in the middle of the night, and always from marked vehicles with proper identification. This truck was plain white. No logo, no license plate. The driver wore a uniform, but it was wrong. The wrong color, wrong style, no name tag. Lysander stopped the driver at the loading dock. "You're not scheduled." The driver handed him a clipboard. "Emergency delivery. Signature required." Lysander examined the paperwork. It looked official, proper forms, correct barcodes. But the shipment origin was listed as Lakayoyoiable, and the manifest listed 47 boxes of acid artidicaption. "I can't accept this without proper documentation." The driver's expression didn't change. "You already did. Check your system." Lysander went inside and logged into the computer. The shipment was in the system, accepted at 3:17 a.m., but he hadn't signed anything yet. He'd been standing outside the entire time. He returned to the loading dock. The truck was gone. 47 boxes were stacked on the dock. Lysander called his manager, Fiona. She arrived 20 minutes later. Together, they examined the boxes. Plain cardboard, no markings except numbers. "We should return these," Fiona said. "Return them where?" "There's no return address." They opened box F1. Inside, 24 items wrapped in plain brown paper. Lysander unwrapped one. It was a snow globe. Inside the globe, a perfect miniature replica of this exact Dollar Tree store. He could see the aisles, the shelves, even tiny figures that looked like employees. He shook the globe. The snow swirled, and inside, he saw the tiny employees move. Not randomly, deliberately. They were running, away from something. Fiona unwrapped another item from the box. A music box. She opened it. Instead of music, voices whispered out, overlapping, saying things in a language that sounded almost like English but wasn't quite right. Words that hurt to hear. They opened box Fave 2. Inside, jars of something. The labels said Piarved Ragrats. Each jar contained a dark liquid, floating in the liquid shapes, almost like objects but too vague to identify. Box Fangy 3 contained books, but the pages were blank except for one word on each page. Hofan. Box Fanny 4 had toys, stuffed animals, but their faces were wrong. Too many eyes, not enough mouths, features that shifted when you weren't looking directly at them. "We're not stocking any of this," Fiona said. "We're disposing of it all." But corporate called before they could. "We show you received a priority 1 shipment. Stock it immediately." "We don't know what these items are." "Stock them. That's a direct order. Priority 1 shipments override local management decisions." Fiona argued. Corporate was firm. Stock the items or face termination. So they stocked them. All 47 boxes. Spread throughout the store. Items that didn't belong, items that shouldn't exist. And people bought them. The snow globes sold first. 6 customers bought them that day. By evening, all 6 called the store, panicked. They'd looked in the snow globe and seen themselves inside it, trapped in a miniature world. And they swore they could feel it, the sensation of being in 2 places at once, standing in their homes but also trapped inside the globe. One woman smashed her snow globe. She called back in hysterics. I felt it shatter. I felt the glass cut me. But I'm not bleeding, where am I? Where am I really? The music boxes sold next, 3 customers. All 3 stopped answering their phones after taking the boxes home. Welfare checks found them unresponsive, alive but catatonic. They were hospitalized. Doctors couldn't explain it. Brain activity showed they were awake, but they wouldn't respond to any stimulus, like they were listening to something no one else could hear. The jars labeled Paros are regrets. Those were the worst. A teenage boy bought one. He opened it at home. The dark liquid evaporated into smoke. The smoke took shape. It showed him every mistake he'd ever made, every regret, every moment he wished he could undo. Playing over and over like a film. His parents found him unresponsive, staring at nothing, tears streaming down his face. He's been hospitalized for 3 weeks now, still staring, still crying, still watching his regrets. Fiona called corporate. These products are hurting people. We need to recall them immediately. What products? The Priority 1 shipment. We have no record of any Priority 1 shipment to your location. You called us this morning. You ordered us to stock them. We have no record of that call, and your inventory shows no unusual items. Fiona checked the computer. The shipment wasn't in the system anymore, as if it had never existed. But the items were still on the shelves, still being bought. She pulled everything she could find, filled 3 shopping carts with the items, took them to the back room. The next morning, they were back on the shelves. She tried again, same result. The items wouldn't stay removed after 2 weeks. 31 customers had been hospitalized or reported severe psychological effects. The news started covering it. Mysterious illness linked to local Dollar Tree. Health inspectors found nothing. The store was clean. No contamination. No explanation. But Lysander found something the inspectors missed. In box 47, the last box they'd stocked, there was 1 item remaining. An envelope. Inside instructions, written in a language Lysander didn't recognize. But when he stared at it, the words began to make sense. Not because he understood the language, but because the meaning appeared directly in his mind. You have been chosen as a distribution point. These items serve a purpose. They collect, they preserve, they document the human experience. Each purchase is voluntary. Each effect is earned. You are not responsible. You are merely the vessel. More shipments will arrive. Accept them. Stock them. Do not resist. If you attempt to refuse, the next shipment will include a box with your name on it, and inside will be something meant specifically for you. Something you won't be able to resist purchasing. Everyone has a price. Everyone has something they want badly enough to pay for it with pieces of themselves. Thank you for your cooperation. We'll see you at 3:17 a.m. next Wednesday. Lysander showed Fiona. They quit that night, both of them. They warned the new manager. She didn't believe them. Until 3:17 a.m. the following Wednesday, when an unmarked white truck arrived, with 83 boxes this time. The Portland location is still operating. New shipments arrive every Wednesday at 3:17 a.m. Different items each time. All dangerous, all wrong. All purchased by customers who don't understand what they're buying until it's too late. And somewhere, in some facility that doesn't exist on any map, someone is cataloging all of it. Every regret collected, every memory preserved, every piece of humanity carefully stored. Dollar Tree calls them Priority 1 shipments. The people who send them call it something else. They call it harvesting. Aisle 7 ended at the back wall, but when she walked down it at midnight, it kept going and going and going, and when she finally found the end, she discovered where all the missing employees had gone. Bianca was promoted to store manager at a Dollar Tree in Reno, Nevada. She was excited, her first management position. The previous manager had quit suddenly, no notice. Just walked out mid-shift and never returned. In fact, Bianca learned that the store had gone through 6 managers in 8 months. High turnover was common in retail, but this seemed excessive. She asked the district manager why. "Bad luck," he said. "Just bad luck." Bianca's first week was normal. She learned the routines, met the staff, reviewed inventory. Everything seemed fine, until she worked her first closing shift alone. Standard procedure: close at 10 p.m., cash out registers, clean, lock up by 11:30 p.m. Bianca was efficient. By 11:00 p.m., she was doing a final walk-through. She went down aisle 7, cleaning supplies and paper products. She checked for any items left by customers. As she walked, she noticed the aisle seemed longer than usual. She'd walked this aisle a dozen times during training. It was maybe 30 feet long, but she'd been walking for at least 40 feet now, and the back wall wasn't getting closer. She stopped and turned around. The front of the store was visible. Normal. She turned back toward the back wall. It was still far away, too far. Bianca laughed nervously. "I'm just tired." She continued walking. 50 feet, 60 feet. The aisle kept going. Shelves on both sides, fully stocked, but the back wall kept receding. At 70 feet, Bianca started jogging. The back wall stayed the same distance away. She ran, full sprint. The shelves blurred past. The wall never got closer. After what felt like 5 minutes of running, Bianca stopped, breathing hard. She turned around. The front of the store was gone. Just more aisle, stretching infinitely in both directions. What the hell? She pulled out her phone. No signal. She tried calling anyway. The call wouldn't connect. She picked a direction and walked. 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Identical shelves, identical products, same fluorescent lights overhead. No variation. No end. After 20 minutes, she saw something different. A shopping cart, abandoned in the middle of the aisle. Bianca approached it. Inside, 2 items, a notebook and a flashlight. She picked up the notebook. The first page had writing, "If you're reading this, welcome to the long aisle. Time works differently here. Don't panic. Follow the arrows." Arrows. Bianca looked down, scratched into the floor with something sharp, an arrow pointing to her right. She followed it. After 100 yards, another arrow. She followed, and another. The arrows led her for what felt like an hour. Finally, she saw something ahead, a break in the shelves, an opening. She walked through it and found herself in a large room. Not a storage room. Something else, a living space. Makeshift beds made from flattened cardboard boxes, food wrappers everywhere, Dollar Tree merchandise repurposed as furniture, and people, 4 people, 3 women and a man, all wearing Dollar Tree uniforms. They looked up as Bianca entered. No surprise on their faces, just tired resignation. "You're the new manager," one woman said. It wasn't a question. "Who are you? What is this place?" Were the previous managers. "Well, some of them. I'm Delilah. I've been here 6 months. That's Ramona. 9 months. That's Leon. 4 months. And that's Marcus. He's been here longest. 2 years. Bianca's mind reeled. "That's impossible. You've been missing." "There were police investigations." "We're not missing," Marcus said. His voice was hollow. "We're exactly where we've always been. In aisle 7. We just can't find the way out." "I just walked down aisle 7. How did I get here?" "At midnight," Delilah explained, "the aisle changes. If you're in it when the change happens, you end up here. In the long aisle. It's the space between the real store and somewhere else." "That doesn't make sense." "None of this makes sense. But it's real. We've tried everything. We've walked for days in every direction. We always end up back here. This is the only stable space. Everything else is just endless aisles that loop and fold back on themselves." Bianca looked around the space. She saw calendars scratched on the wall, tick marks counting days. "You've been living on Dollar Tree products for months." "Years," Marcus corrected. "The products never run out. No matter how much we take from the shelves, they're restocked the next day. We don't know how. We never see it happen. We sleep, we wake up, the shelves are full again." "Have you tried breaking through the walls?" Lan laughed bitterly. "Every day for the first month. The walls can't be damaged. Nothing works. We've tried tools. We've tried ramming them with shopping carts. We've tried setting fires. Nothing. Bianca pulled out her phone again. Still no signal. What about communication? Has anyone from the outside tried to contact you? They can't. We're not in the outside anymore. We're in the in-between. Marcus stood up. The worst part isn't being trapped. It's knowing we're still in the store. We can sometimes hear things from the real world. Customers shopping, employees working, life continuing 20 feet away. But we can't reach it. We're just on the wrong side of whatever this is. Bianca refused to accept this. There has to be a way out. You said you ended up here at midnight. What if we wait until midnight and try to reverse it? We've tried, Ramona said quietly. Every midnight for months, we walk the aisles at exactly midnight hoping to find the transition back. It doesn't work. The way-in only goes one way. Bianca spent hours with them. They shared what they'd learned. The long aisle had rules. Don't walk alone for too long, or you'll lose track of the stable room and never find it again. Don't listen to the voices that sometimes whisper from the shelves. They're not real. Don't look at your reflection in any metallic surface. You won't like what looks back. And most importantly, don't try to sleep in the aisles. Only sleep in the stable room. Because if you fall asleep out there, you wake up changed. Marcus made that mistake in his first week. He wouldn't explain what happened, but Bianca noticed he never cast a shadow anymore. As they talked, Bianca checked her phone repeatedly. Time was behaving strangely. Hours passed, but her phone showed only minutes advancing. Time dilation, Delilah explained. For every hour we experience here, only a few minutes pass in the real world. That's why the police investigations never found anything. From the outside, we've been gone for days or months. But in here, we've lived years. Bianca felt panic rising. I can't stay here. I have a family, a life. So did we, Leon said. So did all of us. Marcus stood and walked to a corner of the room. He pulled back a tarp. Underneath, names and dates carved into the floor. Dozens of them. These are all the people who've been trapped here. Most were store managers. Some were employees who made the mistake of working late alone. Some were customers who were in the store at the wrong time. This thing, whatever it is, it's been happening for at least 30 years, maybe longer. Bianca read the names. Some had dates from the 1990s. Where are they now? Some are still out there, lost in the endless aisles. Some gave up and walked into the darkness between the shelves. There are gaps where the light doesn't reach. No one who walks into the dark ever comes back. And some, Marcus pointed to a section of names with a symbol next to them, a crossed-out circle. Some found the exit. Bianca's heart jumped. There's an exit. Maybe. We've heard rumors from people who passed through before we got here. They say there's a door somewhere in the long aisle, a door that leads back to the real store. But it moves. It's never in the same place twice, and it only appears for certain people. What people? No one knows. Some think it's random. Some think you have to earn it somehow. Some think it only appears when you've been here long enough to go insane, and walking through it doesn't save you. It just moves your insane self back into the real world. Ramona added, 2 months ago, Delilah found a door. She walked through it. She was gone for 3 days. Then she came back. She won't tell us what she saw on the other side, but she refuses to look for another door. Whatever's through there, it's not escape. Bianca looked at Delilah. The woman stared at the floor. I have to try, Bianca said. I can't just accept this. None of us did at first, Marcus replied, but eventually you'll understand. This is home now. This is all there is. Bianca refused to believe it. She left the stable room and started searching. She walked the endless aisles for what felt like days. Her phone battery died. She lost track of time. She found strange things, shopping carts arranged in patterns that made no sense, products that didn't exist in the real world, handwritten notes from previous trapped people documenting their descent into madness, but no door. Finally, exhausted and defeated, she found her way back to the stable room. The others welcomed her back without judgment. How long was I gone? Bianca asked. 4 hours, Marcus said. It felt like 3 days. It always does. Bianca has been in the long aisle for 6 months now, in the real world. It's been 3 weeks. She's listed as a missing person. Her family is searching for her, but they're looking in the wrong place. She's only 30 feet away from them, just on the other side of a barrier that can't be crossed. The Dollar Tree in Reno is looking for a new manager. They've had a hard time filling the position. 8 managers have quit or disappeared in the last year. If you apply, if you get the job, here's my advice: never work alone, never stay late, and never ever walk down aisle 7 after midnight. Because once the long aisle takes you, time doesn't matter anymore. Space doesn't matter. You become part of the in-between, the space where lost things go. And the only way out might be to stop looking for exits and accept that some aisles don't end. They just go on forever. The party decorations kept rearranging themselves to spell a name. When they finally read it out loud, they realized it was the name of a child who died in the store 7 years ago. And today was her birthday. Cassandra worked in the party supplies section of a Dollar Tree in Albuquerque, New Mexico. October 24th started like any normal day. She arrived at 9 a.m. to find the party aisle in disarray, decorations scattered, banners unrolled, balloons on the floor. Did we have a break-in? She asked her manager, Victor. He checked the security footage. Nothing. The store was locked all night. No motion detected. Must have been stocked wrong yesterday. Just clean it up. Cassandra spent 2 hours organizing the aisle. She hung the banners properly, picked up the scattered balloons. By 11:30 a.m. the aisle was perfect. She moved on to her other duties. At 12:15 p.m., Victor called her back. Cassandra, did you finish the party aisle? Yes, 2 hours ago. Well, it's a mess again. She returned to find the same chaos, decorations everywhere. But this time, she noticed something. The items weren't randomly scattered. They were arranged deliberately. The letter balloon spelled out LY. The streamers on the floor formed a number 7. Cassandra felt a chill. She reorganized everything, this time paying attention to make sure nothing spelled anything. At 2:00 p.m., she was called back. The aisle was rearranged again. This time, the birthday banners re-epybrhy. The number balloons spelled 7 years old, and all the party hats were arranged in a circle on the floor, surrounding a single cupcake candle. Victor stood with her staring. This is impossible. I've been watching the camera. No one has entered this aisle. They reviewed the footage together. The timestamp showed 1:47 p.m. The aisle was empty. Then, in the span of a single frame, less than a second, all the items moved. One frame organized, next frame rearranged, no motion blur, no transition, just instantaneous change. What the hell? Victor whispered. Cassandra felt like she should know something. The name Lily was familiar. She pulled out her phone and searched Lily Albuquerque Dollar Tree. A news article from 7 years ago appeared. October 24th. A 7-year-old girl named Lily Vasquez had died in this store. She'd been shopping with her mother for birthday party supplies. It was going to be her birthday party the next day. She turned 8 on October 25th. While reaching for a package of balloons on a high shelf, the entire shelving unit collapsed on her. 20 seconds of crushing weight before employees could lift it. Massive internal injuries. She was pronounced dead at the hospital. The mother sued Dollar Tree, settled out of court. The store was temporarily closed for safety inspections, then reopened. Cassandra showed the article to Victor. His face went pale. That was before I started here. I didn't know. They stood in the aisle, unsure what to do. Then Cassandra had an idea. Today's October 24th, the anniversary, and tomorrow would have been her 8th birthday. Okay, so what? We acknowledge it somehow. Cassandra didn't know, but she felt compelled to do something. She took a birthday banner and hung it carefully. She spelled out with letter balloons PPYTHBELY. She arranged cupcakes and candles. She made it look like a real party setup. What are you doing? Victor asked, giving her the party she never got. It felt absurd, but it also felt right. They left the aisle set up as a memorial. At 4:00 p.m., customers started complaining. Why is there a birthday display blocking the party supplies? Victor started to dismantle it, but Cassandra stopped him. Just for today, please. Victor reluctantly agreed. At 6:47 p.m., exactly the time of Lily's death 7 years ago, every light in the store flickered. Then the speakers, which had been playing normal background music, went silent. For 30 seconds, complete silence throughout the store. Then a sound, a little girl laughing, playing, happy. It came from the party aisle. Cassandra and Victor rushed there. The aisle was empty, but the birthday setup looked different. The balloons were floating now, though they weren't helium balloons. The banner swayed as if in a breeze, though the air was still, and the cupcakes, there were bite marks in them. Small bites, child-sized. On the floor, written in spilled glitter, K-O-U. Customers nearby swore they'd seen a little girl in the aisle. Brown hair, pink dress, smiling. She was looking at the party decorations with pure joy. Then she was gone. The activity stopped after that. The party decorations stayed in place. No more rearranging, no more messages. But every year on October 24th, employees arrived to find the party aisle arranged as a birthday celebration. Balloons floating, banner hung, cupcakes with small bite marks. And if you're in the store at 6:47 p.m. on that day, you'll hear it, a little girl laughing. The sound of a child who finally got her birthday party. 7 years late, but it counts. Cassandra still works there. She's the one who sets up Lily's party each year now. She makes it special. Different theme each time, new decorations, better treats. She deserves it. Cassandra says, every kid deserves a birthday party. And somewhere in the space between life and whatever comes after, Lily Vasquez smiles, because someone remembered, someone cared, and even though she'll never grow older than 7, she gets to turn 8 every October 25th, forever. Her name was on the schedule. Her time card was in the system. Customers remembered her helping them. But when corporate pulled her file, they found something that made them shut down the store permanently. She'd been dead for 3 years before her first shift. This is the story that Dollar Tree tried to bury. The one that led to a store closure, a building demolition, and NDAs for everyone involved. But the truth always leaks out. Zephyr was hired at a Dollar Tree in Spokane, Washington in March. At least, that's what everyone thought. She came to the interview, filled out all the paperwork, provided ID and social security card, passed the background check. The manager, Helena, was impressed. Zephyr was articulate, experienced, and enthusiastic. Hired on the spot. Zephyr started the following Monday. She was an excellent employee. Punctual, friendly with customers, efficient at stocking. She worked evening shifts, 4 p.m. to 10 p.m., 5 days a week. For 2 months, everything was normal. Coworkers liked her. Customers complimented her. She did her job without incident. Then in May, corporate did a routine audit of all employee files. They needed updated I-9 forms due to new federal requirements. Helena was instructed to have all employees provide fresh documentation. Helena called Zephyr into the office. I need you to bring in your ID and social security card again, just for updated records. Zephyr's expression didn't change. I'll bring them tomorrow. She didn't bring them the next day, or the day after. Helena reminded her several times. Zephyr always had an excuse, forgot them at home, couldn't find them, would bring them tomorrow. After 2 weeks, corporate sent a representative to the store. We need Zephyr Mitchell's documents immediately, or we'll have to suspend her pending compliance. Helena called Zephyr into the office with the corporate rep present. Zephyr, this is serious. We need those documents today, or you can't continue working. Zephyr sat quietly for a moment. Then she said something that made Helena's blood run cold. You can't have documents for someone who doesn't exist. What? Check your records more carefully. You'll see. The corporate rep pulled up Zephyr's file on his laptop right there. Date of birth April 15, 1991. Social security number verified in the system. Background check cleared. Everything looked normal. Then he ran a deeper check. A full verification through the Social Security Administration's database. The system returned an error of TODVUIDIODAEOFDH January 7, 2021. The rep stared at his screen, but it wasn't. He called SSA directly. They confirmed Zephyr Mitchell, DOB 4050-1991, died January 7, 2021. Cause of death: car accident, body identified, death certificate on file. The rep looked at Zephyr, who was sitting calmly in the chair. Who are you really? I'm Zephyr Mitchell. I worked here. I needed to work here. I couldn't move on without finishing something. You're not Zephyr Mitchell. She's dead. I know, I was there. Helena called the police. 3 officers arrived within 10 minutes. They attempted to question Zephyr, who continued insisting she was exactly who she claimed to be. One officer ran her fingerprints through their mobile system. Match Zephyr Mitchell, deceased January 2021. The fingerprints were taken from her body during the autopsy. This is impossible, the officer said. Zephyr stood. I didn't mean to cause trouble. I just needed to work. I needed to feel useful again. After I died, I was stuck. Couldn't move forward. Couldn't rest. I had so much left unfinished. And then I found this door and I could be here. Be physical. Be real. Just for a few hours each day. You're not real, Helena whispered. You're a ghost. I don't know what I am, but I'm here, and I've been doing good work. Check the inventory reports. Check customer satisfaction. I've been an excellent employee. The corporate rep, despite his terror, actually did check. Zephyr's performance metrics were flawless. She'd helped hundreds of customers. Never made a register error. Always on time. That doesn't matter, he stammered. You're dead. You can't work here. You can't exist here. Zephyr's expression finally showed emotion, sadness. Then I'll go. But can I tell you why I came? No one responded, but Zephyr continued anyway. When I was alive, I was unemployed for 2 years. I applied everywhere. No one would hire me. I had a degree, experience, good references. But the economy was bad and I couldn't catch a break. I felt worthless, useless. On January 7, 2021, I was driving to another job interview. Another rejection waiting to happen. I was so tired of feeling like I had nothing to contribute. A truck ran a red light. I died instantly. And after I died, I was stuck in that feeling, that worthlessness, that sense of having no purpose. I couldn't move on, couldn't find peace. I was trapped in the moment right before the crash, forever driving toward another rejection. Then I found I could manifest here, in this store, during evening hours. I don't know why here. I don't know why only evenings, but I could be solid, real. I could work. I could help people. I could finally feel like I mattered. These 2 months have been the happiest I've felt in years. Even counting when I was alive, because I was good at this job, people appreciated me. I had a purpose. The room was silent. One of the officers, a woman in her 40s, had tears in her eyes. What happens if you leave? I go back to that moment. That endless drive toward rejection. Forever. Helena made a decision that probably cost her her job. Then don't leave, stay. Work your shifts. I don't care what corporate says. The corporate rep objected violently. Absolutely not. This is insane. We can't have a deceased person on payroll. The liability alone. What liability? Helena shot back. She's been here 2 months without incident. She's our best employee. And if she's a ghost or whatever, can she even be injured? Does she even need workers' comp? That's not the point. Then what is the point? She wants to work. She's good at her job. Let her work. The argument escalated. Corporate called their legal team. The legal team called their ethics board. Everyone was confused and terrified. Meanwhile, Zephyr sat quietly, waiting for judgment. Finally, the corporate representative made a call to the VP of Operations. After a 30-minute conference call involving multiple executives, the decision came down: Zephyr could not continue employment. The store would be closed temporarily for spiritual cleansing and investigation. All employees would be offered transfers or severance, and no one was to speak publicly about this incident. NDAs were drawn up immediately. Zephyr stood. I understand. Thank you for the 2 months. They meant everything to me. She walked toward the exit. Helena called after her. What? What will you do? Zephyr turned back. I'll find another Dollar Tree. There are hundreds of them. Maybe one will let me stay. She walked out the door. When Helena rushed after her 10 seconds later, the parking lot was empty. Zephyr was gone. The Spokane store closed the next day. Corporate brought in a team, not contractors, but something else. People who dealt with unusual circumstances. They spent 3 days in the building doing things employees weren't allowed to witness. When employees were finally allowed back to collect their belongings, they found something disturbing. Every clock in the building had stopped at 6:47 p.m. Every single one. Wall clocks, computer clock system, all frozen at 6:47 p.m., the exact time Zephyr's fatal car accident occurred on January 7, 2021. Corporate decided to demolish the building. Structural concerns was the official reason. The building was torn down in June. A new structure was built on the same lot, but it's not a Dollar Tree anymore. It's a parking lot now. But here's what Dollar Tree doesn't want you to know. Zephyr has appeared at 17 different Dollar Tree locations since Spokane. Always working evening shifts. Always an excellent employee. Always there for a month or two before someone discovers her death certificate. Each time the store is shut down. Each time NDAs are signed. Each time corporate tries to prevent her from manifesting again. But she keeps trying. Keeps finding stores that will let her in. Because for Zephyr Mitchell, the only peace she can find is in work, in purpose, in feeling like she matters. If you work at Dollar Tree, you might meet her. She'll be friendly, efficient, and dedicated. She'll help you stock shelves and assist customers and do everything right. And if you're kind to her, if you make her feel valued, you might notice she smiles more easily than most people, because she knows something the rest of us forget: having a purpose, even a simple one like stocking shelves at Dollar Tree, is precious, because some people would literally return from death just to feel useful again. Zephyr Mitchell is still out there, still working, still searching for a store that will let her stay. And every evening at 6:47 p.m. in some Dollar Tree somewhere in America, a clock stops, just for a moment. A reminder that some employees never clock out. They just keep showing up for their shifts, forever. These are the 10 most disturbing true Dollar Tree horror stories ever documented. Every incident I've shared with you has been reported, investigated, or documented in some form. Names have been changed, locations have been obscured, but the core truth of each story remains. The next time you walk into a Dollar Tree, remember everything costs $1. But sometimes, the price is paid in ways you can't imagine. In lost time, in stolen memories, in pieces of yourself you didn't know could be taken. These stories aren't meant to scare you away from shopping. They're meant to remind you that thin places exist in this world. Places where the barrier between what is and what shouldn't be gets just a little too thin. And discount stores, with their fluorescent lights and endless aisles and products from unknown origins, are sometimes thinner than most. If you've had your own strange experience at Dollar Tree or any retail store, share it in the comments below. Because these 10 stories, they're just the ones I could verify. There are hundreds more, thousands maybe. Incidents that never got reported. Employees who quit without explaining why. Customers who left their full carts and ran out without looking back. Hit that subscribe button if you want to hear more true horror stories. Click the bell so you don't miss the next upload. And if you made it this far, comment I CURIVID T Loenge ISL so I know you watched until the end. Remember, some ISLs go on forever. Some employees never leave. Some products cost more than $1. And some stores are selling things that were never meant to be bought. Stay safe out there. And maybe, just maybe, shop during daylight hours. Thanks for watching. And sweet dreams, if you can still have them after hearing these stories.